Well, we didn't see that one coming. Welcome to the program, hour one on this Thursday. Dan and the Danettes, Dan Patrick Show. The Lakers do have a coach in waiting. It's just probably not the coach we thought who would be in waiting. If you're just waking up, Woj with a Woj bomb that Danny Hurley is being targeted as the next head coach of the LA Lakers. Here we thought it was J.J. Redick. We're waiting until the NBA Finals is over, and then he would assume that position. Not so fast. So, once again, I guess being targeted according to Woj. Usually when Woj says that, it feels like the contract talks are a little bit further down the road. And I'm guessing if Danny Hurley is looking at what would be compensatory for me, what I did at UConn, now going to the Lakers. Lakers have been historically cheap with some of their coaches here. And they lost out on Ty Lue because they didn't want to pony up what the Clippers were willing to pay. He might look around and go, I want what Ty Lue's getting, or I want what Eric Spoelstra's getting. Is it going to be, $12 million, $15 million a year? That's something that Connecticut would not be able to match because they're a state school, not a private school. But this was a well-kept secret in a town that doesn't keep secrets very well. Didn't even hear hey, you know what's crazy? Here's a wild rumor. You know what? I heard from somebody who talked to somebody who talked to somebody. Well, we didn't have any of that. But Danny Hurley and the LA Lakers are engaged in talks, or at least that's what and I want to be fair with the wording on this. Woj just said targeting Danny Hurley. Now, I want to take you back to April 17th, and Danny Hurley was on the show. And I talked to him about the possibility of leaving UConn. What would make you leave Connecticut?
Maybe just burnout at this point for me. Just pushing too hard and probably just breaking down at some point. Just because you just can't keep up the intensity and the energy and the output. And then maybe down the road, if I could grow up a little bit. Mature a little bit with the emotions, maybe the NBA, down the road. So
why do you want to do that to yourself? Go to the NBA?
Well, I think college has become like the G League.
Good point.
In a way. I mean, it's not, that's obviously tongue in cheek, but a lot of the college game has changed. You win a national championship, and obviously we're going to do things, go to the White House, do these. We had the parade, you do these things, but you're basically right into free agency frenzy. So it's I'm more worried about burnout than I am going to the NBA.
So there's a lot of elements here in play, and you hear all the time LeBron not involved in the coaching search. He, I know, has given a stamp of approval to what Danny Hurley has done at Connecticut. I think he's already responded to the possibility of Danny Hurley going to the Lakers. Danny Hurley and his staff, Bill Murray's son, Luke, they have really kind of reprogrammed college basketball with their approach on recruiting to style offensively. And maybe this is something the Lakers looked at and said, this isn't a 2-year play. This is a 7-year play. This is about the Lakers, not LeBron and not Anthony Davis. This is about us as we move forward as a franchise. Now we have a coach who we believe in developing players, and Hurley is very good at doing that. And he sees what others don't see. Now, his style is always what's going to be the curious part for me, because he talked about burnout. Now you have 82 games. And you're going to have 82 games under a microscope like you've never had before. Every moment with LeBron or AD is going to be amplified. You're not in Storrs, Connecticut anymore. If this does happen, now you're with the Lakers. Everything is going to be magnified. Your style. We hear from Brian Windhorst all the time. Wendy says LeBron loves to be coached. Okay, you're going to be coached. And here you are at the end of your career. And you got Anthony Davis. They did not placate LeBron because that probably would have been J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick calling the finals, and we thought, this was just, mere formality. He's going to do the NBA finals. Once he's done with his requirements with ESPN, ABC, then he takes the Laker job. you didn't hear anything about any possibility with Danny Hurley. And that is surprising, but I think it's awesome. I think if Danny Hurley wants that challenge, and he's lived and coached, grew up on the East Coast. And I think he'd always said, remember we talked to him about the Kentucky job. And it's like, no, my wife, no, she doesn't want to leave, the tri-state area. And that's something, I'm sure this is part of the negotiation of convincing her to go out to Los Angeles to take that job. But, given the state of college basketball, NIL, transfer portal, I mean, it used to be you had control. Now you don't have any control. I mean, you can try, but let's say it doesn't work out. If he goes to the Lakers and maybe after 4 years, he can always go back to college basketball. So I get it. I understand it. It's the next challenge for him. I mean, if you're at UConn, you're sad if this happens, but you also have to say, hey, thank you. I mean, we gave you back-to-back national titles. So there's something to be said for everybody involved in this. With the Lakers, with what they're doing, why they're doing it. LeBron, how does this work with him? AD, how does this work with him? And then Danny Hurley, that style of what you were doing at Connecticut, he's like Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins. Like he's an innovator. He's trying to come up with different concepts. This might be, what he runs might be similar to the triangle offense as far as this could be something that other teams try to adopt, or you're trying to understand it. So many different options, and the offense has been great. They dominated college basketball, outscoring their opponents by close to 200 points, it felt like. And then you win back-to-back titles. So that's the big news today. Once again, Woj is reporting that the Lakers are targeting Dan Hurley. And, if I'm looking at what is going to be security, guaranteed contract, 6, 7, 8 years, it would take that. You want me to run your organization. All right, then you got to pay me. And they're going to have to pay Danny Hurley. Stat of the day brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. As the weather gets warmer, it's time to think about the 3 F's. That's family, friends, and food. And nothing brings those 3 together quite like King's Hawaiian. So make every Sunday a Slider Sunday. King's Hawaiian. Oh, yes, Seton.
How much value do you put in the chance to three-peat? It's pretty rare in college basketball. That's a once-in-a-generation, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm trying to think of reasons that Dan Hurley would stay at UConn, because jumping to the Lakers for a crazy amount of money, which we assume it would be, is almost like, and the stamp of approval from LeBron is like just an insurmountable. Why wouldn't you do that? Anybody would do that.
Yeah, I think the challenge, like everything about Danny Hurley is a chip on his shoulder when he was playing to when he was coaching. He still has a chip on his shoulder. And he's probably going to say, all right, I'm the third most famous Hurley. My dad, Bobby, I'm going to be the most famous. And I think that probably, kind of feeds into who he is and his personality. Now you go to the Lakers. As far as staying, you stay, you've created something. Now you are the face of college basketball. But I don't know what motivates him, what makes him tick. Yes, Eden.
Well, that is the thing, too, that I think about, is that he was sort of born and raised in basketball, as a lot of people have. And their family is much more famous for college basketball than for professional basketball, right? It certainly won't be his last job offer, although I don't know how many times the Lakers come calling. But just knowing that, or at least thinking of him as a little bit of a college basketball historian, the chance to three-peat is pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know what motivates him. Like for us, you'd go, boy, that'd be awesome to three-peat. You know what would be more awesome? To win a title with the Lakers.
Yeah, one-peating with the Lakers.
Yes, just one title there.
One-peat.
Yeah. Nobody ever one-peats.
A singular Pete with LeBron and the Lakers on his way out? Yeah, I'll do that all day. That's awesome.
Say good morning if you're watching on Peacock, our streaming partner.
One-peat.
Yeah. Download the app if you haven't done so. Radio affiliates around the country. We have our poll question, play of the day, stat of the day, all of that forthcoming. And by the way, the NBA Finals starting tonight. I wonder what the commissioner thinks of this morning, where he's like, all right, all this attention, game 1, everybody excited. Wait, What's Woj reporting? The Lake? What? At least it's basketball. You imagine if it was an Aaron Rodgers story, and then all of a sudden everybody would be, that would be suffocating you. But get ready for a healthy dose here because it's the Lakers and it's LeBron. It's not like he's going to the Bobcats. He's going to the Lakers if that's the case.
Wow.
And he's going to
that is accurate, though.
Catching strays.
Yes.
It's the Lakers. It's not the Bobcats.
It's LeBron and the Lakers.
AD.
Well, LeBron.
He's still there.
Yeah, he is. I know. Let's see if he wants to be coach too. Yes, Paul.
It's kind of sad. I was just thinking if Danny Hurley leaves college basketball, a true character and basically the face of college basketball, Nick Saban leaves college football a couple months ago. Jim Harbaugh leaves college football a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And they're all going pro. I went and looked back. This is kind of comparable to Nick Saban when he was in the middle of his run at Bama. Every year there was a rumor about him being looked at for the Cowboys job. And it was never real. You never found any reports, but there's always rumors. This was the opposite. There was never rumors, just real.
Okay. It's my job to think this way. Could this be leverage for Danny Hurley with a new contract at Connecticut? Could this, I got to look at all angles here. Could it have started that way because he's been looking for a contract extension? All of a sudden, you know what? I said I wouldn't take another college job, but I didn't say I wouldn't go to the NBA right now. I don't know if it's a leverage play. Woj and Wendy keep saying, hey, this isn't a done deal yet. They're targeting him. Okay. I do have to look at sort of what's been going on and is there a leverage play? We taped an interview with Gino Auriemma about 45 minutes ago. I'm going to play it next hour, and I'm going to tell you it's appointment listening. It is wild. We touch on a variety of things, including a conversation he had with Danny Hurley last night about taking the Laker job. What are the odds that he spoke with Danny Hurley last night, not even knowing that Danny Hurley had been talking or is talking or going to be talking to the Lakers? He works down the hall from him. So Gino, the interview that we did 45 minutes ago, it'll be next hour at this time. And it is must-listen radio. We do talk about Caitlin Clark, the treatment of Caitlin Clark as well. And he's got some things to say about college basketball and certainly on the men's side of where we are right now. But Gino Auriemma, who just signed the contract extension with the UConn women, 5-year deal, he'll join us coming up. Yes, Marvin.
Do you think the Lakers need Hurley more or Hurley needs the Lakers more?
The Lakers need Hurley. There's no great coaching candidates out there. I mean, there's no marquee name where you go Jerry West or Pat Riley or Phil Jackson. Danny Hurley, he's on the short list of most famous coaches in America. And what he's done, wherever he's gone, he wins. I mean, there's a Harbaugh feel to him of, hey, I'm here, I'm there, and everybody's a winner. And Harbaugh coaches this rah-rah college-type way, and Danny Hurley coaches that way as well. But it's pretty shocking, though. But I would say the Lakers, if the Lakers get somebody, you want stability. It's not, who's the coach now? Well, he won't be coaching too much longer. That's what I wondered about J.J. Redick. Would he be a 2-year coach because is LeBron going to play for 2 years? And then all of a sudden, do you change because you're going to be in a rebuild? Danny Hurley, and, the Lakers aren't going, well, this will be good for us 5 years down the road. They still think that they can win, and rightfully so. And you have LeBron and AD, and you should think you could win. But I think this is a bigger picture, bigger play for the Lakers to say, we got a coach who's going to have tenure. He's going to be respected. He's a bright mind. And he's going to be the future, the current and the future of our organization. But as far as Danny Hurley, I mean, unless it's money, he could have stayed at Connecticut, tried for a three-peat. And, maybe this is just, you put it all in the blender and you go, golly, it's too good to pass up. Yes, Marv.
Stores, Laguna Beach, same thing.
Real
Venice
estate,
Beach,
yeah.
it's all the same.
Yes, Todd.
I know he just won back-to-back titles, and we're not saying that Danny Hurley would be instantly successful if he took the job, but is he going to hear the same kind of things that J.J. Redick's dealing with? Hey, he's never coached one game in the NBA. Is no one going to say anything about Danny Hurley and what he can do or not do in the pros?
No. He proved it in college.
Other guys have proven things in college, and then there was a disaster in the pros.
Well, but I think because of that, because of what he's did at UConn, J.J. Redick hadn't coached at all. Danny Hurley has coached young players, and he's won back-to-back titles. That's a pretty good resume to go into the NBA. Now, we've had coaches, Jerry Tarkanian didn't last long when he went in to coach the Spurs. It was on this date. This is the anniversary of Coach K considering going in to coach the Lakers there. You have Billy Donovan when Billy Donovan left Florida. Steve Spurrier when he left Florida to go to Washington. Nick Saban when it's littered with that. But I think this is a great hire by the Lakers. I love it. Now, if it happens, I think it's a great hire. I do. And I think that's, once again, Woj is saying this, so is Wendy. They're targeting him. Now, it feels like if Woj is saying this, they're further down the road. This is like Woj is saying, hey, they're targeting him, and then 6 hours from now, it's like, done deal. Yes, Seton.
You know, it's weird. I bet that the one thing that might actually be standing in the way of Dan Hurley taking this job is lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he has any interest in moving a portion of his family to Los Angeles. I think he wants to stay right on the East Coast where he's near his parents and he's near his family and all the Jersey stuff that they got going on. That's all real. That's all very real. He wants to be right here.
That's one of the biggest surprising parts of this. Not that he would be taking the job interested, that he would leave the East Coast.